Good morning, everyone. I am Jadvil Yasaran from Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in Science Section 1-2A. And today I will tackle about the levels of schooling as a teaching milieu. But before I proceed to my discussion, let me ask you first, what is milieu? Does anyone know about it? Okay, so milieu is a physical or social setting in which something occurs or develops. Or, in simple words, it is a social environment. And now, let's proceed to the discussion. These are the following levels of formal schooling in all countries in the ASEAN. Number 1. Primary level, usually composed of pre-primary, which are play school, pre-K, kindergarten, and the primary level, which is composed of grade 1, that is age 6 years old, grade 2, that age 7 years old, and then grade 3, that age 8 years old, then grade 4, age 9 years old, grade 5, age 10 years old, and grade 6, age 11 years old. In addition, here in the Philippines, the label primary level refers to elementary level, wherein the elementary level has two sub-levels, which are the primary grades, which include kindergarten to grade 4, and the intermediate grades, which includes grade 5 and grade 6. Number 2. Secondary level. Generally across the ASEAN, it is composed of junior high school and also the senior high school. On the other hand, the graduate from senior high school can proceed to college or find a job appropriate to qualifications. However, there are slight variations in other countries, such as lower secondary level is 3 years with grades 7, 8, and 9, and the upper secondary level is composed of grades 10, 11, and 12. However, here in the Philippines, the junior high school is composed of grades 7, 8, 9, and 10, while the senior high school is composed of grades 11 and 12. And now we have here a table which shows the variations in the number of years in basic education level across the ASEAN members. So we have here the first version, which is the country named Lao PDR. They have 5 years in primary or elementary. They have 4 years in lower secondary and 3 years in upper secondary, which is 12 years in total number. Now, the second version, which is the country of Myanmar. They have 5 years in primary or elementary, and then 4 years in lower secondary. They have 2 years in upper secondary, which is 11 years in total number. Now let's proceed to the version 3, which is the country of Malaysia. They have 6 years in primary or elementary. They have 3 years in lower secondary and 2 years in upper secondary, which is 11 years in total. And now we have the version 4, which is the countries named Brunei, Cambodia, Indonesia, Thailand, and Vietnam, which is they have 6 years in primary or elementary, and then they have 3 years in lower secondary and 3 years in upper secondary, which is 12 years in total number. And lastly, we have the version 5, which is the countries named Singapore and Philippines. They have 6 years in primary or elementary, and then 4 years in lower secondary, and 2 years in the upper secondary, which is pre-university for Singapore, which is 12 years in total number. In summary, basic education levels in most ASEAN countries have 12 years of formal schooling divided into primary, lower secondary, and upper secondary levels. All primary education levels are compulsory, while in some countries the secondary level is voluntary except the Philippines. In Singapore, the last 2-year levels are pre-university levels. For the secondary level, there is a variation of 5, 6, or 7 years which are either labeled as middle school, junior high school, senior high school, or lower or upper secondary level. Moreover, there is universal kindergarten and preschool education for all, and the number of years in the primary is from 5 to 6 years. In addition, the basic education levels of elementary or primary and the secondary levels will provide the future jobs of teacher education pre-service graduates. Number 3, the tertiary level. It is the college level which is beyond the basic education in all the countries in the ASEAN. It is known to be the ladder of educational system wherein the student earns a bachelor's degree in teacher education, which is a requirement to take a licensure examination to become a professional teacher. Moreover, here in the Philippines, the Technical Education and Skills Development Authority, or what we call TESDA, provides diploma and training certificates for lifelong learning. This agency also assesses in the implementation of the senior high school technical vocational tracks. The pre-service teacher gets appropriate qualification degree in the tertiary level in order to teach in either the elementary or secondary levels of the education system in either the public or private schools in a particular country. In addition to the degree, most countries have specific recruitment policies and guidelines. And now, before I end this discussion, always remember, as what James Tobal says, education is a lifelong journey whose destination expands as you travel. And that would be all. Thank you for watching!